Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. It is Thursday, August 20th. We're going to hop into U.S. weather from a national yield perspective. Riley, Pro Farmer, wrapping things up here today. It's been an eventful tour this year. Actually, Pro Farmer doing some good for the markets for once. Usually they're the ones that are sticking the final dagger in things here. So, got some positive news on that front. From a corn perspective, weather's becoming less and less impactful by the week and by the day, with the exception of obviously storms or issues that would deteriorate the corn from that perspective. Beans probably still have some work to do, and rain's beneficial. Looks like temperatures are moderating, and we got some moisture in the forecast.
Yeah, from a weather standpoint, not a whole lot of changes since Tuesday until you get into that extended outlook on the precip side. Um, One thing I do want to share is it sounds like there is starting to be a good amount of disease pressure, even in Iowa now on the soybean side. Talking to a lot of guys that are seeing white mold from lodge beans from heavier winds earlier in the year, and then more SDS than what is normally being shown is starting to pop up this year. So all this rain in August, it does good and bad at the same time, but I think from the national yield perspective, it's going to do a heck of a lot more good than it is bad, Clint.
Yeah.
So moving ahead here, drought monitor map that just came out this morning. There really hasn't been many big changes to this map over the last month. As we all know, South Dakota, Nebraska, corner of Minnesota, and northwest quarter of Iowa is pretty heavily into the drought monitor map and having some issues. And as you go further into the western belt, the drier it gets. Not really a new storyline there. So definitely on the too dry side of things, and that's what's had a huge impact on the national yield to the lower side. So
Yeah.
let's move into the actual forecasts here. 1 to 5 day temperatures, very similar to what we've already been seeing. Warm temperatures far to the south. I can see Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, areas where harvest is already starting to get underway, or areas that are starting to think about, Clint, you mentioned this on Tuesday, starting to think about fall planting for crops like wheat, looking to get some moisture down there to help them out to keep them rolling. But other than that, if you look, most of the growing area, 70s and 80-degree temperatures. So pretty cool for the month of August. And then 6 to 10 day, even a little bit cooler yet, even as you're looking to the southern states. Still warm, but a lot less heat than what's been being shown the last month. So 6 to 10 day temperatures as we're closing out the month of August, really relatively cool. Normally we're in a time of year where upper 80s, low 90s are a norm for a lot of the country, and we're seeing 70s and low 80s for most of the northern belt instead. So cool temperatures is the moral of the story. And then last 2 weeks of rainfall. This is not anything we haven't known and talked about already. That huge rain system that came through last week that hit Iowa, Illinois, going all the way out to the eastern belt. Nothing new there. So not really a whole lot of time that I want to spend on that. Um, 1 to 5 day here, similar to what we were showing on Tuesday. Not a whole lot of rain in the forecast, some pop-up spotty stuff, but in the month of August, traditionally those get more missed than hit, but this year's been the other way around, so who knows. But moral of the story, not much rain in the forecast, the 1 to 5. 6 to 10 shows some rain for Nebraska and Kansas, and that cell is right on the 10 day going out to the 10 to 13. Because as I move it into the 1 to 13 day, you can see a lot of rain being shown in the forecast for that same region of Nebraska and Kansas. So evidently there's a big cell in the extended forecast that we'll have to see if that comes to light. But I definitely know that Western belt would be happy to get any rain they can get. But got to take that with a grain of salt. If you're in an area that gets 8 inches of rain in one shot, that might not be what you need, but majority of that area, if they could get a 2 to 3 inch soaker, I think would be more than happy with that, Clint.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the concern is that a lot of that's showing up in the 10 to 13 day forecast, and I don't think that a lot of Kansas farmers put a lot of hope in the 10 to 13 day forecast out there. So we will see how that chooses to evolve here.
But other than that, that's about the only big change, and that's all I have for maps today, Clint.
Sounds good, Riley. Well, I appreciate you putting it together. Thanks to Marcus Weather Group for providing the maps, and we'll be back on here Tuesday of next week to let you know how we're getting the week started. Thanks a lot and have a good day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.